You've hit every KPI. You've exceeded expectations at every turn. You are, by all accounts, a top performer. But when the annual review comes around, the number on the paper feels like a participation trophy. An average raise. It's frustrating and it feels personal, but the reality is it often has nothing to do with your actual work. Today, we're looking behind the curtain at the mechanics of compensation, because performance is only one input in a much larger system. Most employees believe that performance leads directly to pay. In a vacuum, that would be true. But in a corporate environment, your manager doesn't just write a check. They navigate a series of filters. Budget cycles, market data, and internal equity constraints act as governors on how much that performance can actually move the needle. To understand why your raise was average, you have to understand the math your company is working with. Let's start with the most significant constraint, the merit budget pool itself. Every year, HR and finance set a fixed pool for increases. According to Mercer, 2026 merit budgets are projected around 3.2%. That 3.2% isn't a starting point. It's the total amount available for the entire organization. If the average performer gets 3%, there is very little room left to give a top performer 5 or 10%. To give you a significantly higher raise, your manager would have to take money away from someone else in their team. In a small pool, the differentiation between good and great often shrinks to a fraction of a percentage point. But the budget isn't the only wall you're hitting. You're also fighting against salary bands. Every role at your company sits within a predefined salary band. This band ensures internal equity among peers. If your performance has already pushed your salary toward the top of that band, your growth is mathematically capped. Companies are hesitant to pay above the maximum for a specific role level, regardless of how well you're doing. They look at internal equity, ensuring people in the same role aren't paid vastly different amounts for the same scope. At this point, you aren't being evaluated against your performance. You're being evaluated against the role's market value. This brings us to the most opaque part of the process: calibration. Calibration is a meeting where managers defend their ratings to a panel of leaders and HR. This is where subjectivity often enters. Leaders must normalize ratings across different teams to fit a bell curve. If your impact isn't easily quantifiable or visible to those outside your immediate team, it's often diluted here. This is why documentation matters. Your manager needs hard data to defend your case against the budget ceiling. But what if the budget really is stuck? You have to look at alternative rewards. McKinsey and Deloitte both emphasize that compensation is just one lever in the total rewards ecosystem. If the cash budget is capped, top performers are often rewarded through career progression, development budgets, or equity. Sometimes the system won't allow a 7% raise, but it will allow a 15% bump through a title change. Alternatively, high performers might get more flexibility or access to high-impact projects that lead to future growth. So, how do you handle the conversation when your raise doesn't match your results? You ask for the mechanism. Don't just ask for more money. Ask what constrained the amount. Was it the budget pool or your position in the band? Ask if your current level still accurately reflects your scope of work. If you're doing level 4 work at level 3, the raise isn't the fix. The promotion is. Ask what specific triggers would justify an off-cycle review or a market adjustment outside the annual cycle. When you find the mechanism that actually moves the pay, you can stop fighting the system and start working with it. Understanding these 4 constraints, budget, bands, equity, and calibration, is the first step to a different outcome next year. The system isn't always fair, but it is predictable once you know the rules. High performance gets you in the room. Strategic navigation gets you the reward. If you've experienced the average raise trap, comment performance below and we'll send you our negotiation guide. Stop wondering why your raise was average. Start asking the questions that move the system. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.